Alright, obviously we've all been mad before. Pretty much unlimited things now can make you really angry. Especially nowadays, I feel like it's really easy to get mad. Especially if you're already in a bad mood, something small can make it 100 times worse. That's the kind of stuff to take you from just having a bad mood to actually crashing out. A good example of that is back in the day I had this big, thick, brown... My bad. I had this big, hard wood table. Okay, it was a table. But anyways, I was in elementary school and I was already in a pretty bad mood. And of course, this damn table, no joke, it was like 200 pounds. Like I said though, it was made out of hard wood, which was bad news for elementary school me. I stubbed my toes so hard on the leg of that table, and I had just so happened to be home alone, so I knew I could take out my anger however I wanted, basically. And obviously as a little kid, you don't really think too much before you act, and you just kind of do things without thinking of the consequences. So little elementary school me turns around and punches the fuck out of this table. Because, you know, in my head, this thing hurt me, so I'm gonna hurt it back. What I didn't realize is that you can't hurt tables, and you can very much hurt your hand. And when I punched this table, I had hit it pretty hard, so my hand was stinging a good bit. But like I said, kids don't think, so again, I hit it because this thing hurt me, so I'm gonna try to hurt it back. Y'all, I punched this table a good 5 times before I stopped. And it's not even like I stopped because I realized what I was doing is stupid. I just stopped because my hand hurt too much to keep punching it. I'd stubbed my toe probably hundreds of times on that table, but I only reacted like that because I was already mad. Being mad can sometimes make us do stuff that we would never normally do. It's like a whole stereotype around people that play games where they break stuff when they rage. I mean, breaking stuff happens, but it's not as common as screaming or just raging in general. I mean, we've all seen that one FaZe Jev clip. Oh my fucking god! I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but if you know Requise, you're a real one. Isn't it weird that you can talk to somebody one day and they're perfectly fine, but if you catch them on a bad day, you just gotta hope that nothing slightly inconveniences them? Now we have to deal with Godzilla because somebody forgot their sauce packets at McDonald's. I do notice though that a lot of people are more angrier when it comes to their food. I guess that makes sense because they're probably hungry too, but still. Personally though, that's why I couldn't work fast food, because I'm not about to get yelled at over sauce packets or some shit. Like I said, I don't even work fast food, but just from being there and getting food, I've seen a lot of customers be crazy. I'd like to think they're not usually like that and they were just extra mad because of their food or whatever, but you never know. One time this guy was yelling about his receipt in a Taco Bell. I wasn't really paying attention though because I was just focused on my quesadilla. Especially in Florida, you learn to mind your business when there's crazy people around. This was a couple years ago, so I don't really remember the specifics, but what I do remember is he tried to get me involved. Even though I don't remember much detail, I remember this guy was the one in the wrong. I mean, even if he wasn't, it was the Taco Bell closest to my house, and I really wasn't trying to make those employees mad at me, so I was gonna be on their side either way. So he turns to me and he's like, yo, don't you think they're being crazy? In my head, I was thinking of how I could get out of this without being on either side because I don't want to pick sides. I was gonna pretend like I didn't speak English, but I don't know enough Spanish to pull that off. And he was like standing next to where I was sitting and waiting for a response, so it's not like I had time to think. But I was just like, damn bro, I don't even know. Not only was this guy yelling at the fast food workers, but he was interrupting my intimate time with my quesadilla. Nah, I'm kidding, but interrupting my meal in general is crazy, but especially if you're gonna try to get me to join your side on an argument that I don't even care about. Hopefully though, that guy was just having a bad day and he's not normally like that, because there's a difference between an angry person and a crazy person. Not saying it's right, but there's a difference between breaking a TV for no reason and punching your monitor after losing a game. It's weird though, there's different levels of anger. Like, there's a difference between your friend getting mad from you rage baiting them versus that look the teacher gives the class when you've been talking the whole period. Going back to the gamer analogy, because that's the one I can most relate to, I think the maddest I've ever been is while I was playing a game. Probably because I'm pretty competitive and I used to play games a lot. I mean, I still play games now, just not as much, and I don't really take it as seriously. I'd had a pretty long streak of not getting mad at games until earlier this year. I started playing this game called Valorant and I got so mad. I genuinely don't know why, because this was around a time that I wasn't really taking games too seriously. Long story short, 8 months ago I lost a game of Valorant and I broke my mouse. Normally I'd never break things, especially because I'm not trying to pay for a new one, but I was just so mad that I didn't think. Ever since then I've been using a $10 wireless mouse off Amazon and I haven't been letting myself play Valorant anymore. Competitiveness is really a big part of why people get so angry, especially in fast-paced, intense sports like basketball and football. I used to play basketball basketball a lot when I was younger, and I can't even remember how many fights I've seen at the court. It's a lot easier to get mad when you turn your brain off to focus on the game. Another weird part of when people get mad is when they redirect their anger. It's more likely to be the person at the bottom of the leaderboard than at the top that's going to be yelling about how bad your team is. Just like how in sports, you're more likely to see somebody from the losing team starting a fight than the one that's winning. It's funny if you're on the team with the guy raging about how bad his team is every time he dies, even though you're above him on the leaderboard. Like, yeah bro, it's our fault you have 17 deaths and no kills. Anyways guys, that's about it for the video. I've been working on some stuff recently to make the videos better. I made an Instagram and a TikTok, and I'm going to be posting clips from the videos on there. Feel free to like and subscribe, comment if you have anything you want to say. That's about it though. If you're new to the channel, go and check out my other videos. Other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.